extra movement, our cash flow classroom, our ongoing education series, where we really get into the nuts and bolts of the rules of wealth, teaching the things that we weren't taught in school when it comes to finance. And I tell you, the education process that we're in today, I think many of the things that we were taught were intentional to keep the situation as it is, the status quo. What's the status quo in America right now? Well, if anybody ever heard the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Yes. It's not just that that's the way it is because these are the things that we know, or that's any sort of predestination. But if you have a system that systematically puts people in a position where they don't know the things that they need to know to get the results that they want in their lives, you end up in a place where the cycle continues. And yesterday, just to catch those of you up that didn't make it our Monday session, the first thing we talked about in this series was how systematically the majority of people in the earned income bracket, meaning you work a job, you get a check every 2 weeks, every month, every Friday, the W-4 adjustment process, how systematically a refund in your tax returns ends up being a benefit, making the U.S. Treasury one of the biggest bank accounts in the country because they get paid every time that we do. We also showed and had testimony from many individuals around the country of how working in our community with a team of experts, they were able to have present value of money. They were able to get their money now in their check. I'm proud to say I'm one of them. I think our experts helped me get some of my money back into my house from the government. And we learned through our process of income shifting how to shift your money back into your house so that your money can make you more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, as I jump into our conversation today, here's what I'm going to focus on.
Yes.
There is a truth in our American system that we need to debunk. Meaning my education formula, they said go to school, get good grades. I did that, Kim. I got all A's. Nothing below a 93 from my 8th grade to my senior year. So they call me everything, nerd, geek, bookworm. But that meant when I graduated, I'd learned everything the Atlanta public school system intended to teach me. Went off to Duke University, completed my education in electrical engineering and computer science. But I got out into the school of hard knocks, and I realized that they taught me nothing about money. And the secret that I'm about to teach, once I understood how it worked, I had a different understanding of money and its purpose. Because what did they tell us? Once you get that degree, Kim, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to work real hard, get a promotion, get another degree so that we can get a better job, so that we get more pay. And it was always that pursuit of make more money, make more money, make more money, make more money. If you're taking notes, put this in your notes. That's inversion, meaning we were taught to work for money. But if you think about it, money is a tool. And if money is a tool, it should do work. Unfortunately, most of us were taught to put our money to work for someone else, meaning once you got that good job, Monet, you're supposed to get a checking account, a savings account, and put some money in your 401k for when you want to retire. That is an awesome formula wealth for the bank. I'm going to share the banker secret today. It won't take us a long time, but in a short period of time, you'll understand the concept that literally, how many of you heard of Albert Einstein? What's he famous for? E equals MC squared, right? Said that you can convert matter into energy and vice versa. But he also gave credit to one of the most powerful theories in the world, and that is the power of compound interest. So taking notes, Albert Einstein said it this way. He said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. I didn't say it, it was Albert Einstein, but he put into words, we were able to find a secret. It's called the banker secret. So if you're taking notes, find a piece of paper and put it on your page long ways across so that it looks like this, right? The banker secret is simply stated, we use the rule of 72. The rule of 72 divided by the interest rate equals how long it takes your money to double. Now, for the sake of our experiment today, I am going to need 3 volunteers who will be blessed today. Now, in order to be a volunteer, first thing is your camera's got to be on because I'll need your face. But the second thing is if you put your hand up in the chat, I'll be able to pick some people so that they can participate. Now, these 3 people, lucky people, will be given 3 gifts. But before, I don't want to spoil, I'm waiting for hands up. Okay, I see Sheila Rawls. Let me get you here in spotlight. There we go. Who else? All right, let's see. There is this Louise? Yes?
Yes, that's me.
All right. Let me add you to the spotlight. Wait. Well, let's see if I can add you to. There we go. Bang. And then third name over that is Nequa Coley. Hey, ladies, how are you?
Well,
Wonderful.
Welcome. Thank you for volunteering. Wait, let me add myself to the spotlight so I can remember that I am giving the gift. So in this particular secret, I'm going to give you 3 gifts. Number 1, well, hopefully, I'm looking at you guys. This first one might not be the same gift. I'm going to give you a new birthday so that today you're 29 years old. Did I push anybody forward in their age category as 29 or rewind on the clock?
Hey, I'm rewinding. I'll take it all day.
Rewind.
So first you have your youth, your strength, and the exuberance of being 29 years old. The second gift I'm going to give you is some money. How'd you like some money?
Sure. Always ready to receive.
Now there's some restrictions on the money I give you. You can't spend it, but you can invest it. Give you $10,000 each. Now, how many of you, if you rewind to who you were at 29 years old, if you had $10,000 that you couldn't touch, would you be in a better place right now?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the third gift I'm going to give you is better than market rates. Now, does each of you have a savings account?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, matter of fact, you tell me if you know what the interest rate you get from your bank on your savings account is. You can tell me out loud, but everybody that's in the chat, if you're listening and you're not Sheila, Louise, or Nequa, put in the chat, what's the interest rate your bank is giving you on your money right now? Just for fun, I want to see you. Okay, 0.1, Lynn, 0.05, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. So already at home, you can start to do the math. If you take 72 and divide it by 0.01, it will take your money 7,200 years to double in a traditional bank. That makes sense? So there's a reason, there's a method to the madness to point out why this is such a powerful secret for the banker. Now I'm going to go in a name order that I see you on the screen. So Sheila, you'll be the first participant in my cash giveaway. Everybody give a round of applause to Sheila Rawls.
Yay, what's up?
All right.
Sheila.
Okay, so Sheila.
Oh,
What gift number you want?
Sheila. Yes.
Let's go.
Go, Sheila.
My turn next.
All right, so do you remember what your first gift was, Sheila?
You say what was my first gift?
First gift is you're 29 years old.
Yeah.
Second gift is $10,000.
$10,000.
And then the third gift is better than market rates. Now, for our example, I'll give you a 4% interest rate. Is that better than the rate that you get at your bank today?
Yes.
Like 400 or 4,000 times better?
Yes.
Yep. So if you got a 4% interest rate, let's do the math together. If we divide 72 by 4, 72 divided by 4 is, I'll cheat for you. It's 18. I did the math.
Because I ain't got my calculator. Yeah. 18 for 18 years. Yes.
72 divided by 4 means that your money doubles every 18 years. Now, here's a blessing. You don't have to do any extra work. This is money doing work and growing unmolested in an interest account. Make sense? So
yes.
At 29, you start off with $10,000. 18 years later at 47, your $10,000 without you doing anything else is now $20,000. You
Correct.
win it. You doubled your money, yes?
Yes.
And then 18 years more, you're at 20 times 2 is $40,000. Now you started with 10 and ended with 40,000 at age 65. Did you do well?
Took me almost 35, 40 years to get there.
It took you 40 years, but that's what we call sweatless victory, right?
Yes.
You ain't have to do anything but ignore that money, and it grew faster than anything that you could get at any bank driving down the street. The downside is if you get to 65 and you only have $40,000 to live for the rest of your life, there's a problem. Yes?
Yes.
But so let's do a little bit better. So who did we have up next? Was it Louise? Louise, let's sound off. Let me make sure I hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm right here.
Okay, go. Just making sure. I'm making sure I had the right person. Louise, we're going to give you a slightly higher interest rate. We're going to give you 6% interest rate. Is that better than what Sheila had?
Okay, that's better.
Okay, so just stick with me, guys. How much better do you think Louise will do at 6% interest rate than Sheila did with 4%?
Voice is going out.
Oh, it's my shoot. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
At 65, she'll have 80,000.
Nah, don't cheat ahead.
Because here's the place where most of the time banks trick us with the trivia of the difference between 4 and 6%. Meaning most people look at 4 and 6%, say it's only a 2% difference, not realizing that that means her money doubles every 12 years. So given the youth, 29, given the lifespan, at 29, her $10,000 doubles to $20,000 at 41, to where at 53, she's at 40,000. She made the same amount of money as Sheila within 53 years, so that she has one more opportunity. Her money doubles one more time. She's at $80,000 on only a 2% difference in interest rate. Is she doing well?
Yes.
Again, she's doing so much better than banks are doing for us with our money today. At the end of this conversation, I'm not necessarily saying that I want you to be mad at the bank. I just want you to decide that you want to play by the banker's rules. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Meaning, think about it this way. We got one more example. Who's last on the list? That's Niqua.
Yes.
Now, Niqua, you ended up in a cherry seat. You get a 12% interest rate. What does that mean? Your money doubles every, how often does that double? 72 divided by 12 gives us, come on everybody, I know y'all know your 12 times.
6.
Yep.
6.
Every 6 years, your money doubles. Same $10,000, same event horizon. You just have the advantage of faster multiplication, faster growth. So at 29, you start off with $10,000 out the gate, same way, but by 35, you're at $20,000. Yes?
Yes.
And then at 41, what's 20,000 times 2?
40,000.
You're at 40,000. So you're at the same number Sheila was at 44 years earlier, and your money's still working. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So that at 47, you're at what?
80,000.
80,000. So you just caught up with Louise. And then at 53,
Woo! I'm past everybody.
you have more than both of them put together at 53.
Hey.
And then at 59, you're at $320,000. And then bam, oh my goodness. What's that? What does that last number say?
640,000.
$640,000. Let's pause for a second. 4% got us to 40,000. 6% got us to 80,000. 12% got us to $640,000 on the same initial investment, the same gift of youth, just a different interest rate. Now, why is this important? Well, here's our reality, people. In our movement, what we have found is that the banks keep this secret for themselves. Because I'm looking across the people that put their number in the chat. I don't think anybody put in that they have a 12% interest rate from the bank, did they? Did they put in that they have a 6%? Right now, banks, oh, let me share this. Let me just make sure that we are clear on why this example is powerful. Right now, banks in our country, I found a survey of the best banks in the country. And if you had $10,000 to invest at any bank that you could drive to in Atlanta, Georgia, do you see what rates we're getting? 0.6, 0.7, 1.2. It's criminal what they're able to do. But let me ask you a question. How many of you know what a bank's business actually is?
Making money.
Their business is loaning money.
Loaning money, yes.
Whose money do they loan? They loan our money. They didn't get the biggest building in our city by being the beneficial stewards of our money. As soon as we put the money in, they're loaning it out so that they're earning 6, 12, 24, 30% interest. Because does a bank that you frequent offer credit cards, mortgages, student loans? Now, I point this out so that we can behave like the bank. So before I transition, let me ask one more time. Everybody give it up for Sheila, Louise, and Nequa for being willing to play the game and understand the power of the banker secret.
Awesome, ladies.
Congratulations, ladies.
Awesome.
Good job, guys.
Awesome.
Good job, ladies. Good job.
So,
Good job.
so now a summary point. So let's take this back to where the example ended for us. If we know that the bank can make $640,000 on what's not necessarily a high interest loan, the bank leaving our money in the bank is a $600,000 decision. And by loaning your money to the bank loans your money 10 times and they earn $600,000. If you were getting 4%, you'd have made 40 and they made 640. They made $600,000 on our money. Now that sounds a little bit depressing if we let the whole call in right there, but the power of our membership, everybody put in your notes, membership has its privileges. The power of our membership is many of us have learned a process by which we can become our own bank. See, it's a shame. We're taught to put our money in the bank, but not to invest in what the banks invest in, but through two vehicles. I'll talk about only two because I don't want to be on here all night. Private reserve account. Anybody familiar with the concept of infinite banking? And land banking allows us to be the bank versus being the funding source for the bank. Can everybody tell that there's a difference in my expression there? And rather than me talk about just the benefits, I know there are some folks out here. I see Dana Turnquest. Anybody that's had experience becoming their own bank, put your hands up. I want to add you so that we can get your testimonies about the power, first, of being your own bank, how the account has worked for you, and what things you're able to do differently. Let's see. Do I have any more hands? Got Charles Ivory. Let me get myself back in here. And let's see. Did I see Tia Glenn hanging out here somewhere? But there she is. Bam.
I'm here.
All right. Anybody else? That's 4. So let me first, for the people that don't know the concept of a private reserve account, at least paint the picture of how this has worked for us in our lives. Private reserve account, by the way, is not a new vehicle. It has existed for multiple decades, and wealthy people have used this strategy for years to put themselves in a place where they had access to. It's an insurance-backed vehicle because I want people to know ahead of time, insurance companies are bigger than banks. That's why when you put your money in the bank, it says FDIC insured. They're backing the bank's ability to be able to pay you when you need your money. Yes. But with this product, we have several things that I really love. First is a no loss provision. People always say, I don't know about all that investing, is risky. Right? I just venture to say that putting the money in your mattress is riskier. It's worth less every day. But then the second thing is we have a no loss provision so that when the market goes up, it grows at market rates. So when the market grows up, your account value goes up. But when the market goes down, we don't lose anything. That honors Warren Buffett's first rule of investing: don't lose money. And his second rule. Rule number one. Don't forget rule number one. Don't lose money. But now, and here's the other thing that we get to do that bankers do. When banks loan our money, the process is called arbitrage. What does that mean? They take our money, they loan it out, and hope that they made enough money on the money to pay us back when we come to get it. With our private reserve account, we get to be our own banks. Now, Tia, you and Dana and I were having a conversation about this the other day, but tell us about what was exciting to you about the private reserve account. And then Dana, tell them what your returns have been. Like, here's the exciting thing. When I first saw the Bank of Secret, I didn't know where I could get a 12% interest rate, much less that I could beat it 3 years in a row. All right, Tia,
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Richard. You're doing an excellent job breaking down the banker's secret that is no longer a secret. So thank you so much. The private reserve account is truly was a game changer for my family, and was I able to open the account for myself.
They beat them bad.
Hang on, let me find them. Hang on, let me mute everybody, and then I'll bring it back. Hang on. All right, back. There we go. I don't know who won the game, but we out here winning in this bank game. This game we're winning. We focus on this game right here.
We won the game.
We won the game.
Right? Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm telling you, the private reserve account has been a game changer for me and my family. The private reserve account gave us the opportunity to, like you said, Richard, invest in the market without the risk of loss. And so I was able to open a self-bank account for myself, as well as my 2 children who are getting ready to go to college in a few years. And it allows me to be able to be my own bank where I can pull funds from the account, but the entire balance originally invested stays growing when I pull that money out. That was huge and powerful for us as using the private reserve account to fund our kids' college fund, as well as do other things that we want to do within our household.
So the way that you structured it, you're going to be able to fund college so that they'll go to the bank of Tia and Bobby versus having to meet Auntie Sally Mae. Come on now.
Absolutely.
All right, Dana, and then tell us about your returns. What would you like most about this as a bit? Now, Tia, you also started with land banking, but make sure we come back around to that point, because it is important that we balance our asset allocation so that we have our investments in more than just one basket. So I'll be back to you when we talk about land banking. But Dana, tell us about returns and why this was a game changer for you, how you've been able to position it for your family.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like Tia, we have a daughter in college, and this gives us an opportunity to go to the bank of TurnQuest as opposed to go to anybody else. And we were able to lock in, I don't know if you guys can see that, at
17.52%.
Right. So you do the banker's secret with that. Now our money is doubling every 4 years or so, as opposed to whatever the bank was willing to give us. And because of the ability to use that money while it still stays in there and grows, I'm a real estate investor, right? There are so many real estate opportunities right now. The real estate market is crazy. And to be able to use money that I have sitting and growing at the same time is absolutely game changing. I have created my own ability to arbitrage my own money, use it as it grows, as opposed to the bank using my money and then lending it back to me at interest rates that I pay that they get to earn instead of me. So that right there is a game changer. And then because of that, we also were able to leverage some money and do land banking also. So we're winning across the board. Our net worth jumped, I would say, about 6 figures in a matter of about 13 months because of the experts. So this thing has been absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow. I mean, and here's the thing. This is one of the most important things that anybody can look at is the change in your financial position and trajectory over time. because just combining the things that we're able to do. Because I think one common thing about all four of the people I see on this screen is we're all real estate investors. But with land banking, we finally got to invest in real estate with no tenants and no toilets.
Yes.
Now, Charles, I say the best for last because I really want to get you to show the blueprint of your house.
Yeah.
At some point during this Zoom. Like if you look at the acreage of land, just tell us your story, what's been most important to you about the returns you've been able to get on your investments and the ability to be your own bank.
Oh, well, Richard, the best thing about it was, I think I'm following the same blueprint that Dana's following. I did receive 18% in my first year. I'm also a real estate investor as well, to where I can borrow money from myself and gain more interest and pay myself back with no penalties and stuff like that. I think that's amazing. But for me, the get all was to start one for my 3-year-old, and having him at the age of 3 start to invest and get double-digit returns, So when you know better, you do better. And I'm just so thankful for this company to be able to provide that type of guidance and show us how money really works, and how wealthy people take money, reinvest it to create more money. So that's been the best thing for me. And just like the rest of you guys, I also had invested in the land banking as well.
And just so people have a familiarity with it, but would somebody like to share the concept of land banking? Here's the idea. If you look at what wealthy people invest in, one of the most profitable investments on earth is earth. Because God ain't making no more dirt. Don't get mad when I say that. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying he hadn't done it lately. But if you put yourself in a place where you have location accelerated by time, that's what our expert analysts were able to do for us. Meaning we made what I consider at the time a small investment, a small placement in an area called Antelope Valley, a green energy valley, California. And the metrics were exceptional. I was excited about it. They were expecting 20 to 24% return over a 4 to 5 year hold time. And then the next year, that property appraised 43% higher. Now, think about that. In our banker secret analogy, divide 72 by 43. If our money's doubling every other year, that's where we get to pick up the pace in our growth. And I know people are always looking, saying, well, if I had more of my money left, I would invest more or I would invest sooner. We only talked about the growth phase in this particular conversation. But if you rewind to yesterday and you look forward to tomorrow, where we talk about the power that taxes and debt have for stripping our money away, I can guarantee the money I invested is the money I got back from them helping me with my taxes, helping me get out of debt. I was able to funnel that into building my bank, and we put you in the place to have a comprehensive money makeover where you look at your before and after, and you got to be pleased with the results. So before I sign off, is there anything any of our panelists want to say about the importance of not how much money you make working, but how much money your money makes when you're sleeping? Anything else?
No, Richard, I would just add the fact that the scariest part of real estate is all of the headaches you put up with. And this was headache free. We had the experts give us all of the background information. They did all of the research. They put all of the paperwork together. Everything was done via phone call and text messages and email from my couch. There's been no easier real estate deal I've ever done than I've done with MWR Land Banking.
Real talk. So before I sign off this evening, well, go ahead, Charles.
Oh yeah, I would also say too, it's a seamless process. When I was working, I had a 401k. The experts were able to roll over my 401k into my land banking and private reserve account, where I was only getting 5% over there, and they rolled that money over. So I didn't even have to write a check. I didn't have to write a check or anything. They did everything for me. It was seamless. And now my money is making more money, because if I'd have left it over with the 401k during the pandemic, everybody lost money. So I was able to save what I had and then, grow it somewhere where it was safe. So it was a seamless process.
Awesome. Awesome. And so again, get with the person that invited you to today's webinar. Before I sign off, everybody do me a favor, come off mute, give it up for Dana Turnquest, Tia Glenn, and Charles Aubrey for sharing their stories
Right.
about how money went to work.
Great
Great
job.
Good job.
Everybody, excellent job.
Good job.
Great job.
Gonna be with you.
Good job.
Excellent job. Excellent.
Encourage you. Now that you have the education, I want to warn you up front. There's a risk because of a myth that's been perpetuated in this world. People have said for too long that knowledge is power. That's not true. Knowledge is only potential power. It's what you're able to do to apply the knowledge that produces the power and the results in your life. Don't just take notes, take action, get together with the person that invited you to this webinar. Ask them how you can position yourself to save money, become your own bank, and then put yourself in a position where you create infinite returns, because that's our lesson for tonight. So tomorrow, tune in, same bat time, same bat channel, different Batman, though it will be a different speaker tomorrow, when we talk about the power of infinite returns, how we were able to take a small investment. One of my partners in particular was able to take a small investment of $228 and turn it into $228,000 in an 8-month period. That's what I call an infinite return. Don't meet me there, beat me there tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 8:30, 7:30, 6:30, depending on where you are on the clock. But make sure, get the information, get the education, get the empowerment, and most importantly, let's execute. I'm signing off. Everybody give it up. Good night. Wealth Building Wednesday coming up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Thank you, Richard. You all have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you for a great.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you
Love it.
so much.
Good night, LA.
Great job, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Great job.
All right, thank you.